Okay, so we've gone over total surface area and lateral surface area of rectangular prisms. Now we need to look at triangular prisms. So our formula is the same one we've been using. It is for total surface area, it is the Ph+2B. So perimeter of the base, okay? So for perimeter, we would just add all the sides. Okay, but this time, our base is gonna be a bit different. It is not whatever is on the bottom, it is the triangle. Okay, one of the triangles that's on the triangular prism is the base. Okay, so that's a bit different, but all that means is that we just look for the triangle whenever we're trying to find the pieces. H is still the height of the prism from base to base, so in this case from triangle to triangle. And then B, capital B, is still area of the base. And this time, since our base is a triangle, that means that we have to use a different formula. We have to use the formula that is listed on our formula chart for triangles, which is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 little bh. Or we can use base times height divided by 2. Either way, it is going to get you the same thing. Okay, so let's hop into some questions. So we have a triangular prism here. It looks kind of like a tent. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight the base, and remember that the base is your triangle. Okay, so we highlight that triangle, and then we redraw. Okay, so the bottom of the triangle is 10. This left side of that triangle is 13. And the opposite side, or the right side of that triangle, is 13. And then this little dotted line here, we need to add that. That's the height of the triangle, which is 12. Okay, so now P, the perimeter of the base, and B, the area of the base, are going to come from this that we just redrew. Okay, so P just means add up all the sides. So there's 3 sides to a triangle, so we're gonna add 10 plus 13 plus 13. Okay, and we would get 36. B, the area of the base. Okay, remember we have to use our formula that's listed here. Okay, and it tells us to take the base, little b, so the base of the triangle, which is this bottom part here. So 10 times the height, so the height of the triangle, so in this case 12. Okay, and then you either multiply that by 1/2 or you divide by 2. My personal preference is to divide by 2. Okay, so you multiply 10 times 12. Okay, and you can just put all of this straight into your calculator. Okay, so 10 times 12, and then divide that by 2. So you should get 120, divide that by 2, you should get 60 for the area of your base. And then the last piece of the formula, of course, is the height of the prism, h. So we'll refer back to the original image, and we'll look. What you're going to look for is from triangle to triangle, how tall this prism is. So from base to base, how tall it is. So it has to be this piece right here, 14. Notice, it's also the number we haven't used yet. We've used all these other numbers here. Whenever we found P, we found all the sides of the triangle. When we found B, we used the base and the height of the triangle. 14 is the only one we haven't used yet. Okay, so now we can plug all those pieces into our formula. So the total surface area equals P, which is 36, times H, which is 14, plus 2 times the area of the base, which is 60. Plug all of that into your calculator. Okay, and you just type it in exactly as it looks, and you would get 624 millimeters squared. Okay, so there's that one. This next one is maybe a little more difficult because just the way the prism is drawn, it's a little bit harder to see what the base is or exactly what the dimensions of the base is. But always remember that your triangle on a triangular prism is your base. And notice this one has a right angle there. So it's important that whenever I redraw that base, that I put the right triangle or the right angle on the bottom. I use that as the base of the triangle. It just makes life a bit easier whenever we find the area of the base. Okay, so I've redrawn the base. Now I just need to label all of its sides. So this bottom piece, that's 12 right here. This side piece is 9. Okay, now we need to know this hypotenuse side. Well, on our shape, it's not labeled, but it is labeled over here. So since it's labeled over here, that means that it has to be the same here. Okay, so this hypotenuse side is 15. Now, we find the perimeter of the base, and we find the area of the base using this right here. So for perimeter, we add up all our sides. So 15 plus 12 plus 9, we should get 36. And then B, the area of the base, we'll just plug it into our formula, which means we'll take the base of the triangle, so 12, and we'll multiply that times the height of the triangle, which is 9, and then divide that by 2. So we would just type that into our calculator, 12 times 9 divided by 2, and we would get 54. Then finally, our last piece, H, the height of the prism. Keep in mind that this is from base to base, so from triangle to triangle, how tall is it, or how far away are they? So in this case, that would be 18. Okay, so now we plug it in. Total surface area equals the perimeter of the base, which is 36, times the height of the prism, which is 18, plus 2 times the area of the base, which is 54. Type it all into your calculator. You can do it exactly as it looks, and you should get 756 centimeters squared.